Today we're having a quick look at using the right button on your mouse as Stitch Delete. So normally when you're drawing in stitches in Stitch Mastery, you're using your left button on your mouse, and I can select stitch, draw in some stitches, and there is a really handy thing which allows me to use the right mouse button as a way of pasting in the default stitch for your chart. So when we say deleting a stitch, it doesn't mean that the whole cell disappears, but it means that it's returned to the default stitch in your chart. So if I click with my right mouse button, then we go back to a default plain knit stitch, which technically doesn't have any colour added to it, but of course it's a white stitch. Now, if we come to diagram and edit diagram properties, you will find that when you set up a chart, or after you've set up a chart, you can make your default stitch knit purl no stitch or grey no stitch. So if your default stitch in your chart was a purl stitch and all your stitches were purl until you added different stitches in, then using the right mouse button would put purl stitches in rather than knit stitches. To turn this setting on, you need to come to Preferences. So I'm using a Windows machine and Preferences is under Tools. If you're using Stitch Mastery on a Mac, you'll find it under the Stitch Mastery menu at the top left. Open Preferences, and right at the top of the global settings, it's the option to enable Stitch Delete with right mouse click. So that is turned on, but if you have that unchecked, you can check that box and apply and close. And it works with any stitch and any colour in your chart. Right stitch click turns it back into a white knit stitch, or a purl of course if it's on the wrong side row. And that's just a quick way if you've got various drawers pinned open, or you've just accidentally popped a stitch far away from your key and you just want to quickly change it back. It's just a very quick option to do that.